everybody, Joleen Lunzer!
1, 2, 3, 4.
Welcome to the Big Brother Breakdown with Joleen. Welcome to the BB Breakdown with Joleen. That's me. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Big Brother Breakdown with Joleen. That's me. I break down all things Big Brother, season 24. Tonight, we're going to be talking about are we on episode 28? Oh, my goodness. This season is flying by. But first, before we get into our recap, make sure you smash that like. Let's set a like goal for 900, okay? Let's just set just a very reasonable like goal. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. We are well over 26,000. We had just hit 25,000. We're on our way to 30K, which is our goal for 2022. So thank you guys so much for helping me with that. Shout out to everyone who is a part of the Lean team in my membership here on YouTube, and also my patrons on Patreon. If you want to support the channel, that's a great way to do it. Or you can send a super chat during the live, a super thanks after the video posts. Otherwise, Cash App, Venmo, all that's appreciated, but no pressure. And just like the video and subscribe. That is what I really appreciate. If this is your first time here, we take a comedic look at Big Brother. We have fun. We're silly. We do silly goose stuff. Sometimes we're a little serious, but mostly we're silly. Okay. Yes. 30K next. We're on the road to 30K. So tonight's episode that we're going to be talking about, episode 28, is we're coming off of the eviction of Michael. Michael, the comp beast who tied Janelle for most comp wins in a single season. He was well on his way to break all kinds of records. I think he did break the veto record, right? I can't remember. You guys don't come to me for all these like facts. It's more for fun. Okay. There's facts people and then there's fun people, and I'm the fun people. All right. So smash that like if you haven't already. So we're coming back from that crazy eviction we had Thursday. And we get to see the first 15 minutes of this episode is us taking a look at what actually happened. And I loved it because I wanted to see all of that, and it was well worth it, because what we saw is that Michael was gaming until the end. This guy was running around with sweat or spittle on his shirt. He was, saying there, we see how it goes down. All right. So we see that they come back from Turner, being HOH. Monty wins the power of veto. Monty says, we're going to take Michael out. We got to do it, Turner. Now's the time. And Turner's like, now's that's not facts. That's not fire. I don't know if I can do that. So you definitely saw hesitation with Turner, which I'm like, this strategist that our host, Julie Chen Moonves, or she likes to say, hello and welcome to Big Brother. I'm Julie Chen Moonves. It is a double eviction. Welcome to our show. Okay. Julie Chen Moonves said that her favorite to win is Turner because he's bussin', because we had that whole segment with his little sayings, and now she thinks that's somehow strategy. And it's not. And I would argue that Turner really has been led in a lot of ways through his HOHs. He's easy for other house guests to manipulate. He's easy. They kind of railroad times when he's in power. We saw that with Kyle. Now we're seeing that with Monty and Taylor, where they have had to talk Turner into making moves in this game, because Turner was ready to just vote Brittany out when you had Michael right there on the block. So that was interesting. I mean, we knew that Turner was this kind of player already. If you're, a feed watcher, you know that he's very hesitant. He's kind of chicken shitty. He doesn't want to make big moves. You can convince him pretty easily, especially if you're a guy. If you're a guy, you can convince this dude super easy. Okay. So then Monty calls Michael in and has a conversation with him. Is like, I respect you, dude. I respect you, bro, but we're putting you up. And he's like, no, Monty, don't do it. Don't do it, girl.com. Don't date him, girl.com. No. And it was so dramatic and wonderful because that's what you want from a Big Brother player. You want someone who's going to fight to the bitter end, not someone who's going to go, okay, thanks for all the respect. Because Michael said, this ain't respect. R-E-S-P-E-C-T. That is not what it means to me. You are taking away my chance at all of this money. So no, sir. That is not a respect, okay? Are you sure you want to get rid of me? I'm your shield. Once I'm gone, they're going to go after you. Okay, you sure? Okay. And there was a little back and forth. He's like, no, don't do it. Don't do it. No, God. Don't do it. Oh my God. And then he's like, all right, I got to go campaign. And he runs out in his dirty t-shirt. Michael just looked ill. You knew him being a super fan and knowing this game, he knew they were going to take a shot at him. They would be idiots not to take a shot at him at this point because he is going to run away with this game. So you could tell he was very sick about it, He looked like he was going to barf. So he's running around. He grabs, there's like a great screenshot I got of him grabbing the ladies by the arm, like leading them, like, come on, ladies, we got to talk. And it's Alyssa and Taylor, the two people who he assumes are going to be voting because he thinks Monty is going to be taking Alyssa off the block. And he is correct about that. So he sweeps the ladies away and he's like, listen here, let me see if this is the one. Yeah, so he's like, come on, girls, if you believe in love, then I got something to say about it. And it goes a little something like this. Don't vote me out, baby. Keep me in the game. You know, you like my pants in the way they look on my little waist. And so he pulls them in and he's just like, hey, okay, Taylor, I have been HOH. I have protected you in this game. We've worked together. I've never put you up. You're not in danger. Okay, Alyssa, you're here, which is great. Good for you. Just keep me. If you just keep me. He didn't really have the greatest reasoning for Alyssa because it's like, is Alyssa really there? If a tree falls in the woods or whatever they say, and no one's there to piss on it, did it ever really exist? We don't know. If Alyssa's in the Big Brother house, but she never makes a move other than on a floaty and tears cry on their own in her bed, was she ever really a Big Brother player? I don't know. I can't answer that. That has to be answered by far smarter people than I. Philosophers will look at her game later in life and go, wow, damn, how did these people deny privilege when Alyssa exists? She's done nothing. And the people who are somehow, there's this Taylissa. On Twitter, I'm seeing people are like standing Taylissa. Excuse me, don't even insult Taylor like that. Please don't. No, that's not a thing. That should never be a thing. That should be like one of the words you can't say on TV or like in life. That's derogatory. It's very derogatory to everyone in that house. Every single person in that house has played this game somehow. Alyssa has not. She just hasn't. Okay, she's cried. If this was emotional breakdown hookup game, she killed it. Thank you. Make some cookies. Honestly, I do like how she does her eye makeup. So cute how she's got the little highlight in the corners. Adorbs. Very good at the wand curling, But other than that, no. She keeps saying, I'm a super fan. She was in the hammock like, I'm a super fan. Girl, no. Just because production said, hey, everybody watch BB Can 6, because they all keep referencing BB Can 6. Alyssa was like, Big Brother Canada is airing for the first time or Big Brother US is airing for the first time in Canada. And I'm like, who? What? Don't know. There's no facts and there's no fire. There's nothing going on there. Okay. You're going to hear Tilly in the background. Producer Tilly is getting down. What's up, Tills? She's scratching her little scratchy thing. She's got her little J. Esco bought her this cute little toy she likes to chase around. And it makes noises. So you'll hear that in the back. She's on the nip. So she is high because I got high. My cat is high. She's feeling good in the neighborhood. Okay. Is that Applebee's, Ruby Tuesdays, Chili's, baby back ribs. So he grabs the girls. The girls are like, And, Taylor has already been talking about if she gets a chance to take out Michael, she's going to take it because she likes him and he's nice and all. And they're friends and she was loyal to him. But hello, she's not going to not do this. And so she talks to Monty and she's like, yep, let's do it. She's way on board because she's been talking to these dudes saying this has to be done when they really wanted a final 3 with this guy. Hello, wake up. I can't say wake up enough. Okay. the best part of waking up is when Taylor tells you what the fuck's up. So again, I just thought it was funny that he pulled them away. Brittany's having an aneurysm. She has no idea what to do. She says, I've only played this game for your friendship. Huh? What? I don't know what's going on with this woman. She said she treated this like meetup.com. The way she's talking on the feeds, it's back and forth with her. She was like, I just wanted friends. You don't go to Big Brother to make friends. Okay. Occasionally you can find a spouse. Some people have done that. A sperm donor. They've done that also. But you don't go to make besties for the resties. You just, no. I mean, people do become friends, but that's not why you go there. That happens through game, strategy, different things, or even later in life, like Janelle and Bo from BB6, the US. Now they're besties for the resties on their season. She was like, you date older men. And he was like, polyester hair, bitch. And now they're best friends, 17 years and counting. So you never know, 19 kids and counting, 17 years best friends and counting, they're just like, let's get liquored up. So Brittany, I think she wanted to find her beau. She wanted to find her caser. I don't know, but she sat there and was like, my whole game has been your friendship. Oh. And I'm like, that's not how you play the game. No, stop it. He's about to go home and he's won all these comps and you've done stuff too. So you should be campaigning against him as well, even though she was given the heads up by Turner. We're getting rid of your dude. And what did she do? I knew this was coming. Well, if you knew this was coming, now expect that Michael, is his last name Bjorner? Michael Bjorner, St. Michael from St. Michael, Minnesota, is going to play the game. He's going to have a case. He's a liar. A lawyer. Okay? He's going to have things that he wants to say in order to stay. But she looked like she was going to throw up, So this is just, Michael was paler than me. And that is the palest you can be, is me. Okay. And he had spittle on him. He was sweating. He's like, don't do this. I can't. Oh, God, he's got his hands over his head. He's trying to slow his heart down. When you do cardio once a year, do you guys do cardio once a year too? And then you're just like, oh, God, okay, I got to put my hands on my head because I just can't breathe. That's what I do. That one time I do it. So he just looked sick. He's like, I have a ton of, Monty's like, I have a ton of respect for you. He's like, no, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. Let's see. Yeah, he was like, I put my hands up on my head. When I dip, you dip. He dipped out to try to campaign. He did his best. He really, spit some of his facts, some of his fire. Thank you, Janet. Janet, let's give it up for Janet in the chat. Janet is always coming through with some facts, and that's some fire shit, Janet. I appreciate it. Every time I'm like, what is this? Janet's like, the population of Bristol, I don't know where that is or whatever, is 1.2 million people. And I'm like, thank you, Janet. Thank you, Janet. Yeah. Michael, it's part of the game. It's part of the game. And this is his plea to Alyssa, like, hey, bro, you're still here, which is so sad that I'm leaving and you're still here. Okay. To win this game, ladies, this is what Monty is going to put on his resume. This is Turner and Monty's resume move. Take that away from them, which was that in the moment kind of convinced me. And I know that might sound stupid, but it kind of did, because I was like, oh, I want to take that away. But that's just me. When I see men get power, I want to grab it from them. That's just one of my hobbies. But so I was like, oh, I'm kind of intrigued by this. So when I first watched it, like I told you guys, I was like, yes, keep Michael. Keep him. Take that resume move away from them. Make it your resume move. But it's too late. You have to take the shot. You got to take the shot. You got to take the shot. Okay. Yeah. Go, Janet. Annie Berger says, I love my friends and would do anything for them, but $750K, I'm kicking your ass out. I'm kicking your ass out. I am stabbing your ass. Like, seriously, not in any like vital organs, but maybe in the, well, I don't know where, the earlobe. Okay. I'll give you a new piercing. Get out of my way. It's $750K. So then here we go. Monty's like, it's time. I'm going to use this veto. And you got to go, Mike. You got to go. And Mike's like, oh, good. Okay. And then they just, like I said, show us the behind the scenes of Brittany being like, oh, this is so unnecessary. I just didn't have to do that. Michael Bruner. Yeah, see, I already forgot, Janet. But you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Michael Bruner. Yep. Bruner. And he's like, no, Turner, don't put me on the block. Because Monty's like, I'm taking Alyssa off. All right. Thank you, Diana Lee, for supporting my cat's drug addiction. I appreciate it. Tilly, we got some more nip nip. We got some for your nip nip fund. She appreciates it. She appreciates it. Vanessa is in the chat. Vanessa says, I love how Michael led Taylor and Alyssa with the long stretched arms to campaign like it's his job, right? Like it's his job. He clocked into work today. He wasn't late. He showed up early. He did show up looking hungover, but he showed up early. An interesting fact in the beginning of this episode, not this one tonight, but Thursday's eviction episode. Remember when Julie Chen Moonves, or hi, I'm Julie Chen Moonves. She was talking, reading her cards and stuff. And my husband said, well, you guys know, Hype Man husband Chell, he was saying, well, I think she's so used to teleprompter and something maybe was not with the teleprompter. But I'm like, I feel like she's had cards before. Dang, Tails, you okay? Dude, she's high. She knocked over her scratchy thing. She likes those little cardboard boxes you can lay in and scratch. We just got her a new one and it's got catnip infused. Oh my God, she is an addict like her mommy. Get it, girl. So, he was like, maybe that's, why she's used to teleprompter. Maybe something's different tonight. I'm like, I don't know. Maybe she just was busy with God 101 and she didn't have time to study. I'm not sure. But the interestingest, because that's a word I created, the most interesting thing that I found is early in the episode when Julie Chen was talking, she had Michael in the background on the big screen. She'll be like in the beginning and they'll show inside the house as they're waiting, to vote or whatever on double eviction night. He had his eyes closed. He was legit sleeping. He was taking a little nappy poo. So I'm like, oh my God. The beginning of this episode starts with Michael's eyes closed. And then he gets kind of blindsided in a way. I mean, he knew eventually if he didn't win everything, he was going to go. But I was like, ooh, the foreshadowing. Gosh. Or was he just not awake enough? And some people were saying in that veto competition, the belt broke. So we see Monty winning that. And Michael's belt broke. And I think Taylor's might have as well. So that belt they had to put around themselves, I guess that was hindering him. But anyways, back to Burner Turner. He was like, it's facts, it's fire. We're LGBTQIA for life. What up, dog? Anyways, it's bussin'. It's mega bussin'. You're not discussing, but I'm putting you up on the blocking. Okay. But I'm not cocking and I'm sorry. And Michael's like, you said you never put up an LGBTQIA person. You said. And Turner's like, bro, that's not fair. Did I say that? Yeah. But also, did I mean it? No. And he's like, you're using that for strategy. You're manipulating me. This is wrong. And then he's like, bro, oh, dude, can't believe you said that to America. Megan Belmonte's watching. Dude, that's not facts. That's not fire. That's mega discussing when I want it to be mega bussing. Shit, right? She does sound like a tiny child. Come here, Tilly. She's high. Here she comes. She was eating popcorn. She's at that state of high. I was eating popcorn, watching the episodes, and I just let it fall because I'm a pig, and it just falls on the ground. And then she comes in and she's like, Hoover vacuum. And I hear like, hi, Tilson. Hello, my little high creature. Okay. So yeah, so it broke. So, I mean, unfortunately, those kind of things do happen within Big Brother. Come up here. Want to sit on my lap? Want to help me do this? She's like, girl, I'm high. Okay. I just want to make noise. Okay. Is it really a cat? It's a dead body. It's someone that's after this HOH competition we saw this episode. I'm freaked out. Yeah, Tilly had the munchie. She was chewing on. She was like on the popcorn. All right. So then Michael leaves and he's like, wait, don't say anything. Don't anybody get up. I have something I want to say. And he robot walked it to the future. He was like, right, Tilly? Here, come here. Let's show him how they did it with you. He was like this. He was gone, right, Tilly? Gone. He was so gone. There was no hope. Tilly, just so you know, there's no hope with dope. I love you, but you got to learn portion control, which our family isn't good at, okay? We have to balance, all right? So Michael Bruner, Michael Boner walked out with spittle on his shirt to meet Julie Chen Moonves. He looked so sick. Michael, thank you for, the game. He got like something. There's like doo-doo brown on his shirt. It's horrible. It's bad. Poor Michael. So he leaves, and I say poor Michael, but this is the game. Okay. So, and then Brittany's just like, oh my God. Oh no. Hi. I can't. Why? Who? How? This isn't fair. Is this love that I feel? Is this the love that I've been searching for? I want friendship, but Michael's trying to win a game. I should have joined a bowling league so I could make friends. Hopefully they wouldn't be competitive. You know, she's just very, the tears. She's so, oh my gosh, you're convinced it's Tilly now? Okay, good. Yeah, that's Tilly. Hopefully you could see that. But yeah, she was so, and then everyone gathered around her, and then Alyssa's like, oh my God, you guys, we're in finals. What is this? 1, 2, 3. Wait a minute. Okay, so Taylor, Brittany, Turner, Monty. 5. We're in final 5. That's crazy because I haven't done anything. Can you guys believe it? And they're all like, we can't believe it. You're here. We can't believe you're here. Hannah, welcome. Thank you so much for saying that. So nice of you. Welcome all my new subscribers. I love you all. Appreciate you. But yeah, Alyssa's just like, oh my God, this is so fun. Like you just kind of just like hang out, right? Like I thought it was going to be really hard once my 10-second man left, but it's not. Okay. And then Monty's like, it's just game. And Brittany's like, I know. It's just so hard. And Turner's like, I hate everybody. And Taylor's just like, God, how long do I have to be nice to this woman? She is a crybaby like Alyssa. You know, Taylor's not here for the white lady tears. She says, no, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of this. These chicks be weaponizing these tears left and right. Every time something doesn't go their way, you know, things didn't go my way this whole game. And I barely cried. Okay. I don't even know if I've seen Taylor. Have I seen Taylor cry? Yeah. Early on, I saw some tears, but not like Alyssa and Brittany. Good God. We're going to have to reevaluate our tears. It makes me think, like I've said, like, how much am I crying? Oh, so then it's like, you know, the whole house is, we're final 5. And Alyssa's like, oh my God, this is so easy. This is like, oh my God, I can't wait. I'm going to spend so much of my money at Bath & Body Works. You guys have no, like when we get out of here, you guys, there's going to be so much pumpkin stuff. I can't wait. This is going to be crazy. I might go with Kyle. We'll see if he's still racist. But don't tell anyone, but even if he is, I'm still going to probably go with him. Well, I'm white, so I'll be fine. And so anyway, she's just on another level. Then we're waiting for the HOH competition. Turner Burner can't play in it because he was just HOH. Okay. And it ends up being some kind of ghostly ghoul. This shit was so scary. I'm sorry. I love spooky shit and I liked this competition. Oh, for sure. I liked it. Okay. But would I like doing it? Hell to the no. I would have quit. I would have had a million panic attacks. No way. So when Taylor bowed out, I was very sad for her because I was like, oh, that's going to be hard for her to swallow. And then she's going to get shit on the outside because there's going to be all the Facebook people are like, she didn't even try, you know. And what they didn't show in the episode on what you'll catch in the feeds is that it definitely triggered a full-on panic attack in Taylor. And Taylor, if you guys didn't know, she actually lost a friend when she was young in like grade school, I think, was murdered. Oh my God. I mean, that is, so now you're in a competition where the lights are off and the lady's screaming, help me, he's so scary, get me out. And this guy's like, oh, and they're like shaking things. And I love scary shit, but I don't like haunted houses. I don't fucks with stuff where people can reach at you or stuff pretends it's not alive and then all of a sudden it moves. I don't fucks with that ever. So I get it. I was very impressed that everyone else seemed pretty chill. Monty, it was funny because he was pooping his Huggies. I mean, I don't blame him. But there was that point where Taylor was holding on to a board. Mostly I got screenshots of Brittany because she killed this competition. But where Taylor was like squatted down because she had just made it through. If I had to climb through a little hole, like I'm being born again. No, thank you. Been there, done that. Through actually, no, I was cesarean. So I haven't even been through the hole like that, you know. So it would have been crazy. And then there's goo, and it reminded me of what's her face, Kathy and the Honey. Remember? I can't get out. I'm stuck. I'm Kathy and I'm stuck. I'm a sheriff. Help me. That's what it reminded me of. Okay. But there was a point where Taylor is like on the ground. She's holding onto this board. Is this it? Yes. And she screams like she's, oh my goodness. You can tell I mean, because she thought her eyes would adjust and she'd be able to see a little bit. I thought they could see like a little, apparently pitch black. And then you're feeling stuff. And of course, I would be terrified they're going to have someone in there who's going to grab you like they do at a haunted house, or they're going to have, now I got cat hair all over my face and it's itchy. No offense, Tilly. She's high. She's like, don't ruin my high. Okay. So I would be afraid of that. I'd be afraid, in the past, the Big Brother house has had mice, maybe rats, in addition to ants. So who knows what's climbing over you? Oh my God, my cute little husband is not listening because he's, team no spoilers, but he's watching. Hello, Chal. Hello, Casual Corner Chal. Yes. So it was so freaky. So Taylor was like, I have to quit. And then Monty was killing it. Alyssa did Alyssa. Alyssa was like, I forgot how many doors there are. This is hard, but she finished it. So to her credit, when people ask you what she did, she finished this competition. Okay. Because Taylor was like, I can't, this is too triggering, my anxiety. I mean, they start them out like it's some kind of Stranger Things, scary movie. They're calling Joyce. They're saying Will's in the upside down. He's like, Mom, help me, and you're just like, oh my God, they're treating her like Barb's parents, like, where is she? So there's just, I would be afraid there's going to be demogorgons there. Just so freaky. And Monty, like I said, he was terrified. And Brittany had to go to the bathroom mid competition, which was I was so embarrassed for her. I was like, girl, you're almost out. Wait. And she squatty pottied it. She was like, I don't care. I gotta go right now. Okay. Upset stomach, diarrhea. I was really embarrassed for Brittany. And and then she didn't wipe and she didn't wash her hands. So I just want to put that out there. That was gross. That was very, very gross. But other than that, yeah, it was freaky. The music in the whole episode was so dramatic and cinematic tonight, right? Right? I've been running up that road, been running up that hill, been running up that building. Oh, good one, Bob. Good one. I mean, Brittany on the toilet. She was. I was like, Brittany, seriously, you're almost done. You don't have to do this. But she made a mess. She killed somebody. I mean, Brittany murdered this competition. Look at that tub. She went in the tub. That's when she found one of the plywood or the whatever it's called, the big piece of wood that you have to put at the door because you basically have to block. Like Alyssa was like, I don't know if it's 6 doors, 22 doors. I'm not sure. I forgot. I wasn't listening. Okay. I was listening to Kyle pant over me for seconds. All right. I was listening to Kyle's orgasm voice because he has an orgasm voice, allegedly. Alyssa said when he organisms, he goes, and it's a very high pitched. He was a cheerleader. If you guys didn't know, in college, that's a true story. And he was in Glee Club. So he's, right from the scrotum. It rose up. So yeah, this competition was super cool, but I wouldn't want to do it because and if I had to go potty, I would wait. I definitely would wait. But it was creepy. It was sticky, icky, and not in like the smoke weed every day. It was creep. Okay. So then they're done. And they have to, this person, look at this. Whoa, what is that? They're just, they're just all over the place in there. I'm like, gosh. I was like, I do not like it. I do not want to do this. That's what I would have told Big Brother. I do not want to do this, and I do not like it. She spent a lot of time in the tub and on the toilet, Tawana. So that was 9 seconds. So there was a 9-second difference between the first two, which is Monty. So Taylor timed out. Alyssa got 22 minutes and 24 seconds, 2-2-2-4. Monty got 15 minutes and 15 seconds, and Brittany got 15 minutes and 24 seconds. So she lost by 9 seconds, which is very, very close. Very, very close. And she wanted to win because she said, I want my Festy Bestie bracelet. And I was going to say, this one's for you, Michael. I still love you. That's the thing. You can knock her down, but she will come right back and love Michael. She's like, let me love you. Let me love you. She wore her Festy Bestie. She definitely wanted to give this one to Michael. And she's like, I don't really know. Obviously, I'm not giving up. I'm going up, but that's okay. Okay, so Monty is the HOH. Monty's like, wow, this feels really good. Brittany's like, I did like their little outfits. His outfit was the best. Why did they put the ladies in those weird tank tops, those maternity tank tops. What in the Liz Lang? Is that the person? Every time I go to Target, I see that maternity. Whoever designs their maternity clothes at Target, you are killing it. Cause I grab that shit. Like I want to wear it. And I'm like, oh, cause I'm like, oh, it looks so roomy. It looks so cute. And then the whole stomach stretches out. Same with nursing bras. Every time I'm at Target and I'm just looking at bras, looking at stuff. And I'm like, oh, this bra looks awesome. And I put it in the cart and then I get halfway through the store and I'm like, oh, it's a nursing bra. I don't know, but just, work on that for non-nursing people and non-pregnant people. But these tank tops, as you can see in the back here in the mirror, the blue, this is very maternity, what they were putting on Alyssa and also Taylor. I just didn't really understand it. Monty did look cool. He looked like he belonged in like a cool like 50s movie or something. He looked like Back to the Future or something. Well, maybe that is why, because Alyssa is up the spout, down the spout, over the spout, around the spout. She's plugged up with babies. She's having like 10 of Kyle's babies, and Kyle's having like 5 of hers, allegedly. Okay, I don't want to start rumors, but there was definitely 6 spermages of raw dogging going on. So Monty wins, and then we start having conversations. All right, and Brittany's like, "Hey, don't put me up because I am your friend, okay? And I can work with you, and yeah, just don't do it. I'm a good person. You're a good person. We're good people. Have I been lying? Yeah. Have you? Probably. But just don't do it." And he's like, okay. And then Taylor has a totally different reaction because Taylor is like, "Oh, I feel safe." And there were a couple of these instances where she was jumping up into Monty's arms. And actually, she didn't even jump up. She just went to hug him and he lifted her. He's lifted her a couple times now. I will say, watching the feeds, it does seem like Monty has had this crush since day one. And he's definitely played the weird game of, at first, I hate you and you're horrible and I'm going to side with Paloma. Then I'm going to apologize. Then I'm going to still talk shit about you. Do I mean it? I'm not sure. It's weird. It's weird. But Taylor, her social game is on point because she is playing right into Monty's hand, because Monty is the type of guy, he is, some people call him misogynist, but he's very much, he wants that little like wifey next to him. He wants women to, he definitely gives more allowances to men than women. We see this a lot on Big Brother with the men they cast. Oh my God. They don't even realize it either, but they're like, we like our women to stay quiet and just do what we say a little bit. So I feel like Taylor now understands this with Monty. So when he is in a position of power, she knows to be like, you got to boost the ego. Great job, Monty. Come on, you can do it. And if he feels at all that he's being talked down to game-wise by a woman or told what to do, he does not like it. And, a lot of the guys that played this game are like that. Yeah, Monty asked Taylor to rub some lotion on his back. And then while she was rubbing it, he forgot what he was saying on the feeds. And as he is going to, possibly, put her on the block, and we'll get there. But he is like, rub some lotion. He's like, oh, I feel so good. Feels so good. Feels so good. So Taylor sees the weakness in him, and it's his ego. And it's been that way since day one. And if anyone tells you differently, they're lying. Because remember, Monty did not like Taylor because he had heard from Paloma that she had said that he reminded her of an ex, and not in a good way. And that bruised his ego so bad. But you will find him still trying to just spit game, and he does get shut down, but in the nicest way possible. But yeah, so that's the story of Monty in this game. But Taylor still does hold this power over him, but she does have to be, unfortunately, very careful about how she delivers information to him, how she acts around him, because we've seen him roller coaster of not fun. It's not been fun to watch him have a roller coaster of emotions about Taylor throughout this game, okay? And hold her two different standards than he does a lot of the other leftovers or the men in this game, similar to what Terrence did. Not as bad as Terrence, but because Terrence was just blatantly gross and a total hypocrite and just wanted Taylor to just do whatever and, be an ally to him, even though he threw her under the bus and shit on her constantly. But he just was like, you have to. Like, she owed him something. It's like, dude, no one owes you anything. Okay. No one's coming to your karaoke gigs, bro. So then he has a talk with Alyssa, and Alyssa's like, I'm still here, right? Okay, I am still in the game, and I'm very excited about that. I understand. Okay, you're closer to Taylor. Okay, and you're closer to Turner. Okay, so you have to put me up. Okay, all right. I mean, that sounds good. All right. Yeah, I mean, obviously, I don't like being on the block for the second or third time in 2 days. It's been very difficult. I've cried a lot and talked to my mom on the feeds. I've slept. Most of my game strategy has been sleeping. But yeah, okay, this is fun. So you're gonna keep me, okay? Or I'll win the veto. I mean, I probably won't, but I could try. Okay, thank you. So they have this competition. They have this conversation. Let's see. Okay, so we have the Brittany one. We have the Taylor. Taylor's like, way to go, you're amazing. And he's like, oh my God, I love to hear that because boost up my ego. And the threat's pretty low from Alyssa from a competition standpoint. So they definitely are looking at Brittany this week to go. And then we get to our noms. Brittany's done crying. And well, she's kind of done crying. And then Monty's like, I have chose you, Brittany, to go on the block. Obviously you're a lady. I don't want to work with you, and you've lied to me. And I've chosen you, Alyssa, because I forgot you were here. I tend to forget you're here. So maybe you could sew something or remind me occasionally that you're here. That would be really, really nice. And she's like, okay. So then, you get the typical, I'm going to work my ass off and I'm going to get myself out of the spot. And you're like, sure you are. Sure you are. And the episode ends and Alyssa's like, I'm still here, right? I can't believe this. This has been such a hard couple days for me. I remember when it was like super easy and I was stealing Michael's cider and I was doing the WAP dance and just twerking for everybody. And now I have to like strategize and it's really difficult. I'm going to go to sleep. Okay. Excessive. I thought I was an emotional person, but I have found that I think I've been saying I'm an emotional person, but I'm not really that emotional. I think I'm just comparing it to my husband, who I like never see Chow cry. But men aren't really encouraged to cry in society. We should encourage, have a little tear party, have a little tear fest. We could watch movies, eat snacks, and cry together. That would actually be fun for me sometimes. But watching through life, other people's emotions, and then watching these two women, I'm like, oh, I definitely. Now, don't get me wrong. If I was in this house, I would be having emotional breakdowns for sure. For sure. I can barely handle reality half the time. So put me in a house where everybody's cuckoo, peeing all over the place, dirty, people are eating my food. There's ants. I'm sleeping in a double bed. Big brother's waking me up. Change your battery. F you, So that's just my kind of personality, But yeah, Alyssa needs it right. He'll remember her then. Put some lotion on his back. Thank you, Patrice. It's so sad that we're still at that point in the game with women where if they're not in power, they still have to make sure they don't insult the man. We don't want to come off that we know too much about the game. I didn't want to let you know that I might have strategy. You are smart, man. You go, man. Man, go. Good. Love, man. So it is it's too bad that we're still here, but there we are. That's why I wouldn't last in this game, because I'd be like, and fuck you, and fuck you, and screw you, and that would just be me. Who misses Terrence? Nobody. Okay, so let's get into some spilly spoilers with Julie Chen Moonves. All right, because this episode was quickie. So let's do some we'll do Candy. What's a POV?
What's POV?
And a Chris Kirkpatrick. Dun, dun, dun. We can throw in a Franzel fake cry.
This is the hardest thing I've ever had to do. I vote to evict Ian.
And then obviously we have to hear spoiler alert from Jerry O'Connell, the biggest Big Brother fan who knows everything about BB podcasters and what we like.
If you listen to the podcast and everything, some of the Big Brother connoisseurs don't like how unpredictable this season is, but that's why it's so incredible.
Jerry, you got it. You got it together, Kabuto. Okay, you got it, sir. He knows so well that we We hate we're expecting, please. Sir, don't surprise us. Okay. I vote Ian. Yes, yes, yes. All right. So, oh, that's so funny that BBUK had a female former call girl who dominated her season. I bet, because there's a certain way that some of these men like to be talked to, but it's just, I couldn't do it. So I really applaud people who can. Okay, into spoilers. So let me get I wrote down lots of notesies. There's been, oh, sorry, Tilly. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to screw up your buzz. Okay. Thank you so much for the Venmo, Terry. I appreciate that. Thank you, you guys. I just saw that pop up on my phone. So thank you so much. Appreciate you. All right. So here's what happened. There was a veto competition. Okay. And it was really early in the morning. Like they woke these house guests up like it was BB7 and they're like, get up. I don't think it was as dramatic as the first BB All-Stars when they woke them up and they were like, sit in these, chairs, electric chairs they were, right? Sit in these electric chairs, get up. You have 2 minutes to get out here. And they went running, remember? And that's gross to me because it should be brush your teeth and then the 2 minutes starts because nobody should be playing anything with morning breath. And also women, am I supposed to sleep in my bra? That's what I don't understand because what if it is athletic and has to move and I'm going to knock myself in the face with a tit? It's just, it's very not fair. It's a man's world, but it would be nothing without a woman or a girl. Okay. So they have to do this. They have to get up. And they didn't get a ton of sleep. The only person that got sleep was Brittany. Brittany got 8 full hours of sleep because she said, I'm a fan. I knew they were going to wake us up early for some bullshit, for some veto competition on Saturday. So I took my ass to bed. So she got 8 hours. Everyone else did not. So everyone wakes up. Monty decides I have time to put in contact lenses. I have time to put my tennis shoes on and take the longest pee a la Adam Sandler. So he's peeing like he's never peed before. He can't stop. He's peeing. He peed so long, he out-pissed the time. So he wasn't able to compete in the veto competition. The HOH for the week, Monty, was not able to compete in the veto competition because he was pissing for too long and putting in his contacts. Sir, put your glasses on. Putting glasses on is a lot easier than a brassiere, especially a sports brassiere. You got to put it over the head or you got to shimmy up in it. Or if you do have those ones that clip in the back, which I don't like those ones because the joy of the sports bras that doesn't have the little clippy clips. So the struggle is real, but Monty took too long peeing. Oh my God. So then they were like, you can't play. You're disqualified. So he didn't get to play. So then they have this veto competition and Brittany ends up winning. So the person that they technically wanted to send out, and by technically, I mean they did, Brittany gets herself some safety. And so she is feeling good in the neighborhood. She's got her little like onesies, her little jumpsuits on. And she's like, I can't believe I won something else. I love you. It's for you, Michael. So Brittany wins. Monty can't play. Now Brittany's going to take herself off the block. So all the talk has been like, who's going to be the replacement nominee? Well, obviously, a lot of the house guests, like all of the women are like, you need to put up Turner because Turner has as many HOHs as Michael had, as Taylor was saying tonight. Turner is your next biggest competition. I mean, granted, Monty's looking at it like Turner is his meat shield. Turner is blocking him from being targeted. They'll target Turner soon. And I think part of Monty would take Turner to the end, which is so dumb to me. And I've seen some people say this is a good strategy, okay, to keep Turner this week. I would argue, no, take him out. Take him out. If you believe in love, take him out. I just wouldn't trust Turner. But there you go, Joleen. He is very malleable. He is you can influence him very easily. And he's not the brightest rug on the rack, So, Alyssa, she's looking at Monty like she wants to mount, but she doesn't. I think it's this, you never know. It's been a couple days, But I would take Turner out. Now in Monty's position, I can see how he thinks he's a shield for him. Yeah. I mean, we're down to the end. Exactly. I would take his ass out because he can win shit. You know, Alyssa can't win nothing. Now, as much as I don't want Alyssa dragged to the end, I don't. Believe me, I do not want another season where we're dragging Victoria 2.0, but at least Victoria had like some jokes, you know, to the end. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see Big D furniture, you know, pulled to the end. I don't want to see Daybed Derek again. Just come on, you know, pulled to the end. But that's kind of, in a lot of ways, how, you know, people have been winning. You can almost guarantee it. But some of them think Alyssa will have all these votes. I mean, she'll have Kyle. That's it. I don't think she'd have Jasmine. I don't think she'd have Indy. But there you are. So he's not going to put Turner up. But they keep having conversations with him. Now, Brittany and him had an interesting conversation, and Monty didn't like it. Monty felt like he was being talked at. He felt like she was saying, we got to learn to trust each other again. I need to do something to earn your trust. You need to do something to earn my trust. He was like, he did not like it. He did not like Brittany's approach. So Taylor today took Brittany into the HOH room this evening, late afternoon evening. And they are trying to pitch, like, you know, Brittany to stay with Taylor and Monty. Maybe the three of them can work together, even though Taylor and Monty have already also agreed to work with Turner as a final three. So we got lots of final threes going. And what Monty wants to do is he wants to put Taylor on the block. Again, use her as a scapegoat because NBD, not put Turner up, and then just trust that Alyssa will go. Because Brittany will vote to keep Taylor. She's taking herself off the block. And then, so she'll vote Alyssa out. And then if Turner wants to, I mean, Monty's giving so many allowances to Turner when Taylor has been far more loyal to Monty than Turner has. Okay, Turner was out there and part of blowing up all of the leftovers and getting rid of Joseph, and has shown sides that he can't be trusted, and then having this whole side thing. And even though they kind of included Monty, they only included him because they felt like they had to. It's just weird to me. It's weird that he will risk Taylor's game over and over again, but Turner gets to stay safe, and he can also use this for Alyssa's vote to go, hey, he goes, you can blame this on me. So you can still vote for Alyssa to stay. I'll break the tie and I'll save Taylor. I'm thinking, damn, that is a girlfriend deal. That is a legit fiance deal you are giving Turner. That's crazy to me, but that's what Monty wanted. So he's got this final three allegedly with Taylor and Turner, and then they want Alyssa to go. Taylor's going to go on the block. She's like, me again, but, you know, she doesn't feel like she has, she can't say much because if she pushes back too much, she'll make herself the target. Monty won't like that. So she's got to play nice, which must be so frustrating. I can't wait till her like big tell-all interviews so we can hear how she really feels about things. So anyways, they're up in this HOH room, okay? And it's Brittany. And Brittany is like, all right, Taylor, you're going to go up there and help me. Taylor's like, hell yeah, I'm going to help you because the last conversation you had with Monty, he didn't like it. And I'll be up there with you, okay? So they're up in the HOH room. And Brittany is full on Brittanying and Monty's full on Montying. And Taylor's kind of the voice of reason between the two of them, okay? So right away, Monty's like, okay, we got to clear up some things, Brittany. So you didn't say anything about the Girls Alliance or how close Taylor and I are? You never said that? And she was like, God, no. God, she did. So she's lying, and she's lying very badly. She's like, oh God, what? Who said that? Like, she was like literally Portia from Real Housewives of Atlanta. Who said that? He's like, you said that. Okay. And she denies it. And he said, okay, you never said stuff about me and Taylor getting close? 100%. You never said it. She's like, no. Turner or whoever must have blown it out of proportion. He's like, okay, so you never discussed a final two with Turner. She's like, God, no. I would never. I mean, I don't know if Brittany ever said we are final two, but she was making deals of like, we should, you know, she does a lot of with her eyes. So, and then Monty goes, okay, 2 days ago, you came to me and said Turner wanted to establish a final two with you. But now you're saying you didn't even talk about a final two with Turner? She's like, oh God. You know, Monty, I don't remember that. All I know is what I experience. Well, that would be your memory. So Brittany, part of me thinks Brittany's convinced herself that didn't happen. because she's like, oh, all I know is my experience. Well, your experience was that you definitely did talk with Turner about game and stuff. And then you did tell Monty that Turner tried to establish Final Two with you, but she can't keep track of like her lies now. She's kind of without Michael, you know, you had that person to bounce off of. You had him to kind of reel your Jeepers Creepers in. She doesn't have that. So this is really the first time, and this happens a lot in Big Brother when we do these twists where you're kind of partnered up. Then when you're on your own, if your partner lasts for a long time, it's almost harder for you to game on your own because you're used to having that person to kind of help you there. So then he was like, okay, fine. You say that, whatever. Let's talk about the bigger issue, the bigger topic. He said, why in the hell didn't you tell me and Taylor about Kyle during the week of Brochella? That whole stuff about Kyle and the Mayonnaise Alliance and him wanting to take out all the people of color and say that all the minorities are working together, like Indy, Joseph, like everybody in the house who wasn't working together. Why didn't you say anything? And she's like, he was like, this is another example of things that were discussed but kept from Taylor and I. So it seems along the trend, he was telling her, that there's certain things that Brittany, you share with these people, and then there's certain things you don't share. So Monty doesn't feel as though Brittany is being, you know, upfront with him and that he has lied to her most recently, last week. Brittany said she didn't hear about the Kyle thing until right before Big Brochella. She's like, Michael had heard it before. I didn't. Michael, she needed another conversation with Kyle. She said, that's why we didn't say anything right away. I need another conversation with Kyle because it seemed kind of out of character for him. So that's when she wanted to have that bathroom conversation. But she's like, then we went directly to Big Brochella. So at that moment, I didn't know how to handle it. You know, he was out there and me and Michael couldn't bring Kyle in and talk to him. And we didn't want to talk about something so big that she says transcends game, and him not be able to defend himself. They knew, her and Michael, she says, we knew there was no good time to share this information. No good time. The timing was never going to look right. It was always going to look strategic. It was always going to look beneficial to us. And that it was the most difficult thing Brittany has ever had to do in her life, she said. It's so difficult. And she knows, like, she doesn't want their sympathy or whatever, but she knows she'll have explaining to do outside of the house. And her and Michael, it wasn't good for their game. And she says, you can tell that by just tracing out what happened to Michael. You know, just look at Michael's game and see that to be true. Trace it back, and then he's gone. You know, he has to promise Turner. He tells this information, has to promise Turner he's safe. And then Turner wins HOH in the double and puts him on the block. So, you know, she says it's because of that, you know, but we assumed that risk in sharing that info. And then Taylor pushes back and goes, no. Michael would have been a target either way. So that Michael wasn't the target just because he shared this information about Kyle. Michael's going to be a target because he wins competition and he's a big, you know, player. And then Monty asked her why she didn't do a hip check. Why didn't you do, there's this hip check they're talking about, I think, or a temp check. I think it's a temp check, he was saying. And Britt said she did in the bathroom with Kyle. She's like, it was a process to get this information out because her and Michael were comparing notes and they didn't know how to handle it. And she admits they handled it poorly. And Monty says, you guys didn't have time to chat. You didn't have time from, you know, Big Brochella. Once they came in, she's like, well, we couldn't tell you right away because then it's like, oh, they're just coming back in the house. And it looks like we're doing it strategically as well because we're trying to like put salt in, you know, the Dyer Fest people's game. And Monty was just not having it. He said, it's the same trend with you, Brittany. And then to see Michael use the veto on you, it just looked really bad. It looked really bad. They talk about when they told Turner this information, and Monty wants to know, was that the terms, once you shared this information about Kyle, that if Turner put up Kyle, Turner wanted safety? Did he pressure you guys to say that? And Brittany said yes. And Taylor said, yes, he did. And they also said Turner also talked about wanting Monty to go home maybe. And Monty says, you know, trust has been eroded. That was his exact word. It has been eroded. Okay. And he said, you came to me, Brittany, as well. And you said second place would be fine during our first conversation. Once I won HOH, yesterday because you only needed a certain amount of money for things for childbirth, for either her adoption or whatever, however she's going to go about. She's been saying she wants this money so she can start a family. So whether that be in vitro, whether that be adoption, I forget which one, but he just said things you need for your childbirth. And he felt like that was kind of unfair to use. And to hear you speak about Taylor wanting to do all this stuff with the girls. So he's like, you came up to me in that same conversation and you said that Taylor wanted to do all this stuff with the girls and the Girls Alliance, and you couldn't believe she was entertaining it. Then the next day, when you win the veto, Brittany, and you guys talk to Taylor, then it's different because you have safety. It feels very off-putting, Monty told her. And I just lost my patience with it. And to hear this deal I have to make to earn trust with you, and you say you didn't have game talk with Turner, but then he tells us that you did make a final two. So let's just say this conversation didn't go very well. Monty, he's not going to, do this plan that Brittany has and that Taylor would like him to do as well, which is put Turner on the block. She's making promises saying, hey, you'll be safe with us. We're final three. You can trust me, even though you might be not able to trust me, but maybe I can't trust you. So let's build back the trust. And Monty was just not having it. And, I will say for Brittany, they're trying to make sense of why and when her and Michael shared the information about Kyle. You shared it because you were mad at Kyle. And Michael wanted to take him down. And that's why you shared it. And it's hard to see a scenario where you would have shared it had you been working with him. Now, there was pushback, of, hey, the optics, how does this look? But they never once just said, no, Kyle, this is wrong and a bad idea and not true. And we can't play that way. We refuse to. So, would they have went with this all-white alliance if it benefited them? Were they going to just allow Kyle to, have this idea in his head and then take out people of color and then they would just benefit from it even though they pushed back a little bit? So, there's that. So yeah, it was an awkward conversation. Brittany cries at the end and, Monty's not going for it. Monty, you can tell Monty respects, and he even said he respects Michael. He feels like Michael was more upfront with him with this information than Brittany has been. Now, I will say he was closer to Michael, but Monty was closer to a lot of the guys than the girls. And, Brittany can be very awkward and she can, deliver things in a weird way. But it is kind of interesting the way Monty is much more forgiving of Michael than he is Brittany. Brittany's messier and sloppier, but I think in this situation, Michael, and I like Michael, but Michael rode with this information. And as we've seen, in edits and also on the feeds, he was like, I think you should be thinking about that, Kyle. I think that's normal to think about that. I think and Michael being an attorney and Michael knows better. So I would feel like I would hold Michael to a little higher standard since he was the first one to know. Brittany was the one that pushed back the most on this compared to Michael. So yeah, so it's interesting, Monty's optics of it, but it does seem very, man biased for sure. And we've been watching Monty and we see how he moves, this, I would argue Turner does the same thing. Terrence, obviously, before that, who are the other guys? Daniel Tiger for sure. What a misogynist and a creep. Let's see. Poochie, ew, exactly. So yeah, a lot of the dudes, this is something like no matter what, it's kind of similar to last year. We had, you had our first, black winner, but we still saw misogyny within the men when it came to the women or giving women the credit they deserved or how they were terrified women were working together. It's like crazy that it's still so feared that women can work together. Now for Brittany, she sold the ladies out. She 100% did. Monty's 100% right with you came to me one day and you're talking shit, saying this, and now you're saying you didn't say that. And so how am I supposed to trust you because you're not even admitting to the lies? And then he's calling her out right in front of Taylor, like, you came up here and said this about Taylor and how you couldn't believe this. So Brittany is sloppy AF. But yeah, it's Daniel the creep, blue, gross. Monty gave her what she gave Jasmine. Stephanie, that is so true. The way Brittany grilled Jasmine, Monty did to her. That's a great comparison because she was like, you're lying, Jasmine, you're lying. Yeah, no, we know that's not true. And Monty did that to Brittany. He was like, boom, he was like a lawyer with the cases and she was like a lawyer with it. So, Jasmine, let's see what you guys are saying. Amanda says Jasmine, Indy, and Terrence would never vote for Taylor, period. Jasmine will. Oh, Jasmine will, Amanda. Jasmine has been saying she's team Taylor. I think she saw the light or I don't know what happened with her, but she's team Taylor. Indy, probably not. Terrence, no, he's an idiot. I mean, instead of being mad at the guy that literally put you on the block, Michael, and got rid of you that week, you say, well, it would be perfect in poetic justice and it would feel so good if it was Taylor. Taylor had, she's not the one who put you up. She's not the one that did any of that stuff to you. But it's crazy. Yeah, it's a great comparison. Great job with that comparison. Yes, misogyny and racism can occur together and separately. It's crazy how that happens. It's so crazy. So crazy. And like Michael said in this episode, Taylor does have a great story. And if Taylor delivers to the jury, and if she's in those final 2 chairs, no matter who she's next to right now, I believe she could win the game because of her story, because of her social game, because of how far she's come in this game. I mean, again, if you look at it like the Survivor rules, outlast, outwit, outplay, I mean, she was guiding a lot of these dudes in directions they weren't ready to take. A lot of what Taylor said people should do, and then they changed it or flipped it on her or said this, that, or the other thing, ended up coming true. Had they gotten rid of Terrence, had they gotten rid of Alyssa, there were so many things along the Big Brother journey here that the influence she had, and for her to be able to be such a target, the entire house was out to get this woman, and she's there in the final 2 chairs with that story. You forget, Big Brother, you don't necessarily have to win anything, okay? But you have to know what's going on in the game. You can't be a coaster. Alyssa's a coaster. People always want to say floaters. Floater is a legit strategy. Do people love floaters? Not everybody likes a floater, you know. There are a lot of people that like this game. They like to see people play and have their people that they are loyal to. I would say Taylor's not a floater. Taylor has been loyal to the leftovers. And even after that, even knowing that Brittany and Michael held this Kyle information, even knowing stuff about Brittany, she's been pretty loyal to her and tried to help her every chance she could get. But now we're coming to the part of the game where it's all about self-preservation. So yeah, she's going to make a final 3 with Turner and Monty. And that's actually really good because she's guaranteeing herself to get to the end. And that she won't go home this week. She's going to be put on the block by Monty. And Taylor made a statement during this conversation that they had in the HOH room with Brittany and Monty. And she was like, you know, it's for both of you. Like, I have been, you know, used 5 times. Like, you guys kind of just like put me up on the block and, you know, I have to roll with it. And I'm being, you know, kind of like it's no big deal. You know, she has to trust these people, even though there's no guarantee that they have her best interest, because it's almost like she's expendable to them. Because Turner, heaven forbid, his ombre hair hits the block at all, and he has to vote Alyssa out. Monty's given him the option to not go on the block and to freaking be able to vote to keep Alyssa. I mean, that's a hell of a freaking deal. While Taylor has to sit on the block, and things, you know, Big Brother, things can change. Brittany could flip, then Turner votes, and they both vote Taylor out because Brittany's, you know, maybe, who knows with Brittany and who knows with Monty half the time. So it's so interesting that, you know, she has to go up there and she has to sit there and she has to risk her game yet again. But Turner gets this fantastic deal. I mean, it really is. Yeah, let's hope the jury, and she's done great jury management. That's another thing with Taylor, is she has done wonderful jury management. She has left people feeling good about her. If she left Jasmine feeling good about her, come on. Brittany, not good jury management. She tends to get in like fights with people before they leave, or she confronts them about things, and she's judge, jury, and what I want to say prosecutor, but that's not it. Executioner. That's what it is. And so, but she put like a little thing in Joseph's bag. I think it was like a candy wrapper with a saying on it. She's given clothes or dresses like that people like, just very leaving them feeling good. And that's what you want. That's the failure a lot of times within this game, when you don't explain your game, or you don't let people know once they're leaving. Then you get people that are a little more bitter. And some people don't believe in a bitter jury, and some people do, right? I could see her flipping too, because at this point she'll be like, well, look what Michael did to me and for me, So putting Taylor in this position, Monty being so willing to do that to Taylor, it just, again, shows her how these people really think of her, So I think she can really move forward with her jury management, her fantastic social game, the fact that all the odds were stacked against her in this game from day one. She was bullied. They accused her of stuff that didn't happen. She had a whole group, like that group think, that mob mentality that was on her, and yet she stayed positive. She did what she had to do. She picked herself up every damn day and did the damn thing. She won an HOH, and hopefully by the time she gets to the final two, she will have, not necessarily, but hopefully she'll have another win under her belt, or maybe more than that. And then, because Monty hasn't won a ton. Monty and Turner are her biggest competition right now. People will look at Turner winning these HOHs, but if she can point out that Turner, sure, he can win a comp, but when it comes down to making decisions and who should go, and the real strategy of Big Brother, because remember, Taylor fell in love with this game watching TikTok and watching Tiffany's strategy, the master plan that she had for the cookout. And she loved that. So if she can somehow bring that into her speech, and that Turner, no offense to my opponent, Turner, if it's her sitting next to Turner, but let's be honest, strategically, he wasn't bringing it. He wasn't there. He was easily influenced. And I was a part of influencing him and driving his decisions. And so I didn't have to win. I didn't have to get all that blood on my hands. I had that much influence, which is very surprising considering where I came from in this game, where right from the jump, people were mischaracterizing me, just coming down on me and wanted me gone. And yet I persevered. I could have cried. I could have begged. I could have done all those things, but I picked myself up and I just kept strategizing. And when the leftovers opportunity came to me, sure, I did not create the leftovers, but I was an integral part of the leftovers. And I would argue more important than some of the founding members. Turner's a follower. He's young. He's a rug doctor, So yeah, let's see what you guys are seeing here. Brittany is going to vote Taylor. I hope not. She says she's not, but we'll see. Taylor-wise strategy, folks may not remember what you said or did, but they usually, yes, people will forget. Like it's happened saying, people will forget what you said or what you did, but people always remember how you made them feel. So years from now, if I piss someone off, I don't remember what that Joleen said, but she said something. And I didn't feel good about it. She made me feel yucky. And she's leaving people feeling good. Planner Base says, I think between Michael and Joseph, they'll be able to sway the majority of the jury. Yes. I mean, you have two lawyers in there who have Taylor's back. Taylor is the one to beat if she gets to final two. You have two lawyers who are willing to go to bat and campaign for you. And they will do. I mean, Michael, you got the story. And I really think that, and also showing a side of, there are people in this game. Brittany said that she's one of them, wants to show that you don't have to lie, cheat, and steal to win this game, even though she's doing all that. And there's no shame in that. I mean, you can lie, you can manipulate. This is a Big Brother, these things are on the table. But she says, she's trying to convince people she didn't do that while she's lying. But Taylor can honestly say, I really didn't have to. I was honest to the people I was honest to and true to them. And the only time you could say maybe I, went against that was with the Michael vote out. But Michael, you yourself know, had you made it, and Michael recognized that in the Julie Chen interview, 100%, these people should have voted me out because I would win and I am a threat. Okay. Yeah. Britt and Taylor have to work together. The boys are going to, exactly. And I think Taylor knows that. That's why she's keeping all of her options open. And that's why she's going up in the HOH room and trying to help Brittany with Monty, because Taylor knows how Monty works. Taylor knows how Monty's ego works. Unfortunately, she has suffered because of that thing, that ego. Those egos, those things are dangerous. And ego, that is one of the most dangerous things that you can come up against. And Monty's got that ego. His ego is, so she knows. She knows. Okay. And unfortunately, but Brittany's got a little ego too. Why does Andy dislike Brittany? Andy dislikes everybody. I mean, she dislikes almost everybody. So that doesn't surprise me. I think she just thinks she's annoying. There's a lot of people that, the thing is with Brittany's delivery is not great. Brittany, her social isn't great. She's awkward. You can tell when she's being disingenuous. She does that thing where, when you talk to people and they are like, yeah, no, that's great. I love that for you. And you're like, that is so fake. So she doesn't quite know how to be fake without looking fake. It's very apparent and very blatant. And that, if you are able to fake the funk and be believable in this game, that's a huge asset. But there's a lot of people who can't. I don't think Brittany is that socially savvy in the real world from what she's explained. So coming in the house and trying to be socially savvy, it's not going to work. And she can come off kind of condescending. She can come off awkward as fudge. She can just come off as very disingenuous. And that's something that Monty is seeing, when she's like, no, really, okay, yeah. Even her and Turner were playing whatever that backyard game is with the two little balls on the string. What the hell is that called? Double ball nut job, the nut job game. 2 balls, 1 ladder, ball ladder. You guys know what I'm talking about. And even then she's like, yeah. Oh, that. It's just, it doesn't come off as like genuine, Yeah. And there's lies that are told when that's not necessary. Okay. Yes. Even though she's always talking, she's an introvert. And that's like, even though, I kind of think sometimes myself as an extroverted introvert, and I know that's like, some people are like, oh my God. But even though I'm on a stage and even though I do comedy and even though I like to do this stuff, when it comes to social situations, I'm really not that, I'm more introverted. And that surprises people and surprises my friends and stuff when they first meet me or when I'm in social situations. I'm actually not killer in social situations. When I can control it, when I'm on stage, when I'm on YouTube, when I'm public speaking, I can control those things. When you're in social situations, it's a whole different ballgame. And once I stopped drinking, oh my gosh, that changed the game, because I didn't realize, like, why do I always drink so much before I go to like parties or social situations? Just because my anxiety of having, that a little bit of, or a lot of bit of social anxiety. And so that's what I realized through getting sober. It's like, oh shit, I drank because, well, for a lot of reasons, but when I would go out and stuff, I mean, I would be before the party started because I would have so much anxiety going to this party. Gemini, I'm an Aquarius. So yeah, so people assume that, oh, you probably just know. And when people are like, we should go to this part, I'm like, I'm not. I would rather go to TJ Maxx, watch a movie with Chell, hang out with a couple close friends. Parties, not really my thing. And that's like when, my lovely friends, Busy Blue, Sarah from Nerdtainment, they'll go to these events for Big Brother. And I always say, no, I don't go, because that's just not my thing. Eventually, maybe I'll go to one, maybe. But so far, I've been invited to a lot, or it's just been possible to go to these things because a lot of people can go to these things. It's not like I've been invited, but I just don't do it because it's just not comfy for me. So I'll stay home. And then I'll be like, call me on your way home and tell me everything. Tell me all the, yeah, I want to light candles, watch TV, buy candles. That's what I want to do. Indy wanted it to be like Big Brother Brazil and have a public vote. And she doesn't realize that Tilly's eating the popcorn off the floor. I must have dropped a lot of popcorn. She is, I don't know if that's good for cats, but we'll see. So she wanted a public vote. She wouldn't have made jury. No, the public would not have voted kindly to Indy. Monty just said that Janelle used to be a prototype, but her prototype has changed now. Oh, what does he mean by that? Terry, I have the same thing. I don't mind Britt, but she's pooched herself. Yeah, they started saying it's not even pooched anymore. It's Brittany yourself. Okay. Oh, Lazy Buddha says, me too. Aquarius introvert here who has no problem with public speaking, but parties, find me the cat, find me the dog, find me the bathroom, find me anywhere. I mean, I could get on stage and perform, which, you still get anxious about that because it's still, I still get anxiety before shows a little bit, but not like where it's like, do you want to go to a party? Like if Chel's like, want to go to a work party with a bunch of people you don't know? And I'm like, not really, but I know I have to as a supportive wife, but God. And then I'm not drinking on top of it. Oh, bring a book, So I haven't quite mastered that yet. So Brittany looks like she's having a seance. She's trying. She is trying to hypnotize everybody. Taylor's got a wing big brother. It's her story, a good story. She's got a great story. She's got a great story, definitely. Joseph said, this is Monty's season to lose. We'll see. Janelle and Rachel are great on Snake in the Grass. Oh, how many episodes of that are in? I haven't watched it yet. I have not watched that. So, yeah, so that's what's going on. Tomorrow will be the veto ceremony. Most likely, Brittany, well, obviously, Brittany's going to take herself off the block, and Taylor's going to be put up. As much as they've tried to push for Turner, Monty is not having it because the boys will stick together. The penises follow the penises. Penises love other penises. Okay. But it is kind of fun because it is, Michael was going to be, we have so many seasons where it's like, we know this person is going to just take this. And now, like Joseph is saying, it's wide open since they got rid of Michael, so it's interesting. It could kind of be, now we don't know, but I do still think that Taylor has a really, really good chance, especially if both Michael and Joseph are campaigning for her in the jury house, trying to raise her dead game. Oh, Bob, you're funny, Bob. You're a funny guy. All right, you guys. So those are your spoilers. That's your update. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you hit that like. Thank you so much for joining me for a late night late night live. Yeah. Thank you for all the super chats. Thank you for the Venmo, PayPal, Cash Apps. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for subscribing. So excited to keep covering this with you guys, and we'll see what happens this week. I mean, we kind of know what's going to happen, but again, it is Big Brother. You don't know, but most likely, hopefully Alyssa will just leave, because at this point it's like, what did you do? What did you do? I've been trying to be like, come on, girl, come on, get it, do something. I mean, it would win anything, and she's not doing it. So thank you guys so much. Have a wonderful rest of your night or day, wherever you are in the world. I am going to hopefully get some rest. I hope you have a wonderful start to your week. I'll be back with a spoiler video very soon. And remember to enjoy yourself. It's later than you think. Good night. If you like what you see.